Welcome to the YouTube, guys. I thought it'd be cool just to document my training in a bit more depth on YouTube as opposed to spamming the absolute shit out of Instagram. So what I'll be documenting here is the build up towards Gold Coast, and I'll sort of just explain my sessions, why I'm choosing to do what I do, and hopefully give you guys a bit of an insight into what's going to go into trying to run a sub 3. First of all, I'll give you a bit of a recap on what happened in Ballarat. On race day, everything felt amazing. I had no issues whatsoever. The running felt easy. And then at around the 33-kilometer mark, I felt a twinge in my hamstring. And I knew the twinge was like sort of the onset of a cramp. And then from that point, I sort of knew straight away that it wasn't going to go away. I had no water bottles on me. I was only using the aid stations, which was a huge mistake in hindsight. Then I started feeling my calves starting to twinge, and then within a kilometer, there was full onset of cramps in my calves and hamstrings. I had to stop maybe 8 to 10 times in the span of 5 minutes to try and stretch them out and try and relieve the cramp. Yeah, and by that point, the damage was pretty much done. And I think at that point, there's no real room for error. I ended up missing the sub 3 by 30 seconds. Over the course of a race, that's less than 0.8 seconds per kilometer. So, yeah, it's just brutal, but it is what it is. And we go again. We try and fix everything and get ready for Gold Coast and get that sub 3. Big things with training for a sub 3 is the amount of intensity that is incorporated in the week. And what I mean by that is you need to be able to be hitting a 4-minute 15 pace comfortably for 3 hours, which means you need to be fast and fit. But the problem is, as you start increasing your volume and your intensity in a session, your risk of injury also goes up, which is something I'm monitoring as much as I possibly can, especially now when you look on Instagram and you see so many people getting stress fractures, and some of those people are doing all the right things too, and it just happens. But it's obviously something I'm really aware of. When you're training this hard, this often, your fueling needs to be absolutely spot on, and you don't want to be doing any extra sessions that you don't need to be doing, because yeah, it's just going to put you at a greater risk of injury. So one of the main things that I've changed in the lead up to Gold Coast is incorporating bike sessions to help get my overall volume of training higher without having as much impact on the body. And because I've been running for so many years now, I think my running efficiency is really good. So I don't think I need to be doing 10-kilometer easy runs. I don't think they give me heaps of benefit at the moment. I'd probably rather spend an hour on the bike or an hour and a half on the bike and then just save the running for the higher quality sessions, like my intervals, my threshold, and my marathon pace work, as opposed to running 6 or 7 days a week and then just putting my body through so much stress. So that's sort of where we're sitting. Also, I'll show you what I've just picked up. I brought some of these called Cramp Fix. I'd honestly never use them. In a lot of ultra endurance sports, you will take salt tablets during the event. They're slower acting as opposed to something like a Cramp Fix. Essentially, it's just like a little gel. You just shot it back and it sort of alleviates cramps almost instantly, from what I've heard. So yeah, we'll be taking those at the Gold Coast Marathon for sure, to make sure we really just don't have that same problem again that happened in Ballarat. That'll be a disaster. I also picked up 2 new pairs of carbon plated shoes to help with this training block. I picked up the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0, kind of a long name, but I picked these up. These will be used for my shorter interval sessions. It's a really aggressive shoe. Has like a big rocker. Even when you're walking in it, it feels it's like really unnatural to even walk in. But when you're running at those top speeds, it feels really nice. And I'll also be using, I think this might be my marathon shoe. It's the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. Yeah, Elite 2. I'm pretty sure I'll end up using this for the marathon. but I'm keen to get some sessions in here, in these, sorry. But yeah, they look pretty cool. Heard they're like pretty nice on the legs in terms like they're pretty forgiving. They're not too aggressive. But yeah, so I'll keen to do some sessions in those, and I'll let you know how they feel. But yeah, it's just gone 9 o'clock. I've had some breakfast this morning. I've had some coffees, gone to the toilet, most important part. So we're about to head out for a session. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to be doing some really intense intervals on the treadmill. I think I'll rock the Hokers for that. And then we'll probably go into some bike too at the end, just to top up even more sort of aerobic training at the end. Probably looking at 90 minutes, maybe a little bit over. But I'll take you through. I'll bring the camera with me and I'll show you what's going on. All right, I just got back from the session. I got some pretty ugly footage, so bear with me while I organize that over the next few weeks. But I had a really good hit out. I ended up doing, what did I do actually? Bit of a warm up, and then I went into 3 by 8 minutes on, 2 minutes off. The 8 minutes on started at 340 pace, and then I went into 330 into 320, which was good. And then I jumped into 3 by 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, and that was at around a 3-minute 10 pace. So it was really good. It was a really good session. Legs feel good. Think I'll head back later tonight to do the bike session. Might just have something to eat. That was my toast just popped up. So I'll have something to eat, and then tonight and maybe around 5 o'clock I'll head back and do some bike. But yeah, feeling good. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I have no real plan as to how often I'll be making videos. Might be once a day, might be once a week. I have no idea. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.